Okay, so yesterday I made a video, and in the beginning of the video, there was a giant creature you can see in the sky, right? And it wasn't a dragon this time. It was what looked to me like a giant underwater creature. Um, uh, like, you know what a mosasaur is? It's like the biggest water dinosaur ever, fossils ever found. It looked kind of like the face of that, and really long body wrapping around the sun. But like 100 times bigger than the biggest Earth animal, right? So what I'm thinking that was the waters above one of the creatures in it, right? Like everybody on Earth is indoctrinated into this idea that NASA has, that there's a giant vacuum of nothingness out there, and there's other places like this place out there, and they're spherical. Like, whatever. I mean, if you guys believe that, go ahead. You believe what you want. I'm not trying to push any ideas on anybody. But from my understanding, that's not how it is at all. It's just, NASA's is a bunch of bullshit. Like, bullshit. Like, everything, like NASA, the agency itself, is lies. Like it specializes in creating lies and then trying to prove their lies through video evidence and whatever, mathematics and stuff. But it's all fake, right? Like, you can't leave this place, not physically, okay? Your physical body cannot leave this place ever. You can't argue with me on that. So whatever. My point is was that thing an actual water creature, right? Like, and I know it's like, well, did you see the size of the thing's face? Like, that's the size of Ontario, right? Like, or whatever. Well, when you think about, like, the old saying, if you put a goldfish in a glass, it's gonna stay small. But if you put a goldfish in a pond, it's gonna triple in size, right? Well, what if all the water creatures of Earth were originally from the outside waters? But because Earth's waters are so small, that all the giant ones died off, and the smaller ones thrived. That's probably what happened a long time ago. Right? Because, like think about it. NASA, like, if you believe in NASA, then you don't believe in God. You don't believe in Jesus at all. If you believe in NASA. Straight up. I mean, the first book of the Bible is Genesis. If you believe in NASA, they're telling you that the first book of the Bible is fake. They're telling you that it's not real. That what God said, how he made the earth, is not true. That they know better. So, that is what it is. If you never came to that crossroads yet in your own personal discussions with yourself on what this place is, well, you should probably ask yourself that. Do you believe those stupid humans that sit behind a desk and lie to your face through a television screen? Or do you believe the King of Kings, right? Anyway, like, what I want to know is was I seeing a creature from the waters above? Like, a very large creature, obviously. Was it somehow magnified in the firmament to make it look even bigger than it actually is? Or is it magnified the opposite way in the firmament, right? Because, like, it's a matter of it being, well, the firmament is made of glass, pretty much, right? Like very like indestructibly thick glass. So when you think about it, it's like that's a what is it, concave if you're on this side of it, right? Concave and then convex. So concave would probably be magnifying what's on the other side of it bigger, right? When you think about it. So it could have been a creature that was very close to the top, like the outside of the firmament, swimming by, and it just happened to, I don't know, look directly at me like all the other freaking things I see in the sky. You know, but that's the thing though, it wasn't a dragon. Like the dragons, I could totally see that the dragons that look like clouds are fifth dimensional dragons that are in our atmosphere, in the stratosphere, right, in second heaven, and they're fighting with the angels that are loosed in third heaven to come down and fight in second heaven with them, right? So if that's true, then the clouds you see are fifth dimensional beings, right? Because like if you understand how the multiple levels of dimensions work, right? Like if you're a two-dimensional being and a third-dimensional being enters your two-dimensional world, you're going to see it as a two-dimensional being, right? Because that's all you can see is two dimensions. Well, technically all you can see is one dimension if you're in a two-dimensional world. But we have two eyes, so in our third-dimensional world we can see three dimensions, right? But if we only had one eye, you'd only be able to see two dimensions in a three-dimensional world. That's beyond what I'm talking about. Okay, so if you're in a third dimensional world and a fourth dimensional or fifth, depending on if you count time as the fourth dimension, I'm talking about the dimension beyond ours that you can't see, the one that the physicality goes in and out, not just up, down, left, right, forward, back, but in and out. Okay, so the in and out part, that if you're looking at something that is of those dimensions, okay, you're looking at something that is vapor-like, okay? It's not going to be a solid form, and it's not going to be still. Like, it's going to be constantly changing shape. So that, you know, that is what I'm looking at when I'm looking at these dragons. But that thing I caught yesterday was not the same. Like, that was way, way bigger. And the face of it was, yeah, it had reptile or amphibian-like eyes, but the mouth, the fact that its teeth didn't look like solid teeth, but more or less fleshy. So I'm thinking that was an underwater type creature, and it was on the other side of the firmament, and the vapor or clouds that were forming it were not actually it was actually outside the firmament and reflecting somehow to make it appear as if it was inside our sky. Like, I understand that a lot of my subscribers, they subscribe to me because of the fact that I can see reptilians like instant, right? So like as soon as I'm watching TV, I could be like, boom, there's one, there's a non-human, and then start recording, and then you know. Anyway, it's the reptilian videos that they're into, right? Like that's the videos that I get the most likes on, right? And that's kind of how I judge things. Not that I really need anybody's approval of what I'm doing. I keep doing it regardless, even if I had 10 subscribers. But like, I think it's like anybody can record their television screen or their you know screen record their phone and find reptilians. Like, it's not, you know, there's a dime a dozen, you know, like but the sky creatures really are new to me, I'd say. Like, since I started the channel, like I've always had things in the sky, right? Like a long time ago, when I used to have sleep paralysis a lot, they would use their ship to follow me around, right? Like I'd see lights, orbs that would go behind clouds and follow me around. And I don't see that anymore. Like that's a long time ago, say 15 years ago or so. But like in the last 2 years, I've been seeing these creatures, like dragons mostly. Like it's predominantly dragons that I see. The faces of and bodies of, and like claws, wings, like, you know, like in my playlist, sky watching. Okay, that's all my evidence of all the creatures I've found on camera so far in this place. Like not on television, literally right above me. And I think it's close to about 50 videos by now. Anyway, like to me, that's way more. Like I know people don't like staring at clouds, and like a lot of people probably won't even see what I'm seeing because they're not trained in pattern recognition, right? Well, not trained, but like they're just not naturally good at seeing it, right? So it's like I get it why I don't get a lot of views on those or whatever, but like the whole point of my channel is to try to bring as much proof together as possible of the spirit world. Like I could see it, no problem. Like and things affect me in ways I can't really describe. So I'm just saying, like it matters to me that other people understand that this place is not just going to work and paying your bills, okay? Like I am guilty of doing that. I'm a workaholic, okay? I work 10 to 11 hours a day, 6 days a week, you know, to take care of my kids. You know, no matter what, like, because that's what I got to do, right? Like I had children, so I got to take care of them until they're adults. So what, you know, it doesn't matter what I believe or anything. I have to keep making money for them, right? So they have a good life. Like I'm not living my life for me anymore. Like I haven't been for a while. I'm living it for them. But in my spare time, I'm doing this, right? Like this doesn't make me any money, making these videos or anything, which, you know, I guess I'm okay with. Like I make enough money at work, I guess. Enough to get by till the next paycheck anyway. But I really want people to like see it, you know, like to see what I'm seeing so that they could, you know, make better decisions in their own personal life when the time comes. You know, like obviously you should believe in Christ Jesus, but I mean more than that. Like when the time comes, there's going to be a definite separation of people who believe and people who don't, and people who do are going to be put to death, right? And you're going to be told that they're going to kill you too. So it's like that decision is a very big decision, right? For a lot of people when the time comes. Like, are you going to go through with it is the biggest thing. Because it's like, it's really easy for anybody to just say, yeah, I believe in Jesus, and then live a shitty fucking life, right? It's even harder to say you believe in Jesus and live a noble life. But the hardest thing, I think, is to believe in Jesus to the point that you would lay down your life for his name. right? And that's what's going to be asked of us in the end times. And how I, like, even if my timeline is wrong on this, right? Like, I believe that we're in the 7-year tribulation and it's about to run out within a year. So it doesn't leave us much time. That's my own personal belief. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm not always right, okay? I'm not. But a long time ago, I did see a psychic, and the psychic told me that I was going to have to choose what side I fight on. And it didn't, and if I choose nothing, then I'm defaulting to the left side. But I'm going to have to fight. I'm not going to die. And when time runs out, and she had to read it again, and she rephrased herself, and she said, when time no longer exists, I will have to make the choice by then. So I'm talking about, like, if that's real, right? This happened a long time ago, about 16 years ago. Not too long after that is when the Greys put the thing in my leg. But anyway, okay, so if that's real, then within my life, right, of a normal human life, time will stop. So I'm almost 40 now, I'm 39, so let's say I'm halfway, right? Halfway through my life. Within the next 40 years, from anywhere from tomorrow to like 40 years from now, time's gonna stop. So when you think about all the supernatural things it says it's gonna happen in the book of Revelation, right? Like, it says that God speeds up time, and if he didn't, then his elect would die, most certainly, right? That doesn't mean he speeds it up forever. Like, he speeds it up to a point, and then probably he's gonna stop time, and that's when shit really hits the fan, right? Like, when you think about it, it's like, well, how do you have complete darkness over the whole earth? Like, yeah, you could block out the sun, but also you could, like, just move the sun away or stop time entirely, right? Because if you stop time, then there's no time for light to go from the sun to you, right? Like, time is stopped. So, like, it's hard to describe what that could entail, but it's gonna be things that nobody's expecting or prepared for or whatever. That would probably be the time of people wishing to die and they can't. Right? Not being able to die would definitely be one of the trademarks of having no time. Right?